All right, if you're leading a global capability center in India right now, I've got some news for you, and it might not be what you want to hear. The playbook that got you here, the one that made you so successful, it's officially obsolete. And you know those metrics? The ones that probably got you your last promotion? They are the very things holding you and your team back today. We've entered a totally new era, and the rules of the game have completely changed.
Just let that sink in for a second. This is the question that's being asked in global boardrooms right now. It is a massive, seismic shift. It's not about shaving off a few percentage points on cost anymore, or just being a little more efficient. No, the C-suite is now looking directly at India and asking for real, honest-to-goodness innovation and revenue. The pressure is seriously on. And if you don't have an answer to that question, you can bet someone else will.
So let's just be super clear about this. The script has been completely flipped. For years, we were all playing checkers, right? Making smart, efficient, tactical moves. But now, the game is chess. It's all about thinking 5 moves ahead, creating strategic value, and actually owning the final outcome for the entire global company. And to really get it, you've got to look at the journey we've been on. GCC 1.0 was simple, do it cheaper. That was the whole game. Then came 2.0, do it better, with a focus on quality. 3.0 was all about scale, just do more of it to meet global demand. But GCC 4.0, this is something else entirely. It's a revolution. It's about own the outcome, from the very beginning to the very end.
And look, this isn't some small change we're talking about. It's a tidal wave. We're seeing data from NASSCOM and Zinnov showing that a jaw-dropping 70% of new GCCs are being set up with innovation as their main goal. Not back-office support, but innovation. If your center's still being managed like a simple cost-saving machine, you are already falling behind, seriously.
Okay, so we've set the stage. We know the what. Now let's talk about the who. Let's talk about you. Because this massive shift from being a cost center to a value creator, well, it all starts with the leader. It demands a totally new mindset, a shift from being a doer to being a builder.
Let's do a quick gut check here. Does this sound familiar? Your roadmap gets handed down from HQ, no questions asked. Your team's biggest win is delivering on time and on budget. You spend most of your day just translating requirements or, let's be honest, putting out fires. If you're not in your head right now, you might be stuck in what we call the order taker trap. Now check this out. The difference here is everything. The doer talks about output. We finish the task. But the builder, they talk about the outcome. Here's the business impact we created. This isn't just playing with words. It's a completely different way of seeing your team's value and, more importantly, communicating that value to the rest of the business. So how do you make that jump? Well, it really boils down to 3 skills, and they're not technical. First, you need financial literacy. You have to speak the language of the business, P&L, ROI, all of it. Second, strategic storytelling. You've got to frame your team's work as a story, not just a spreadsheet. And third, managing up and across. You need to build influence with people who aren't your direct boss. Get these 3 right, and you're on your way.
So the who of leadership is changing, but you know what else is changing? The where. A huge part of this GCC 4.0 playbook is realizing that the talent war isn't just happening in the big metro cities anymore. Your new competitive edge, it's found way beyond Bangalore, and the data on this is just wow. I mean, just look at these numbers. The business case is a slam dunk. In the big metros, you're fighting these crazy attrition rates, sometimes over 25%. People are constantly leaving. But in Tier 2 cities like Jaipur or Kochi, it's closer to 10%. That talent is stickier. You get to keep all that amazing knowledge and experience inside your company. That is your secret weapon.
And the model that's really crushing it right now is the hub and spoke. Think of it like a symphony orchestra. Your main office in the metro, that's the hub, the conductor. They set the vision, the grand strategy. And your offices in the Tier 2 cities, those are the spokes. They're your virtuoso musicians, bringing that vision to life with flawless execution.
Okay, so you're building the right mindset, you're looking at the right map, but you know what? None of that means a thing if you can't prove your value in a way the business actually understands. To be seen as a value creator, you have to literally throw out the old scorecard. It's time for a new one.
Here's the deal. You have to stop reporting on the old stuff. Forget obsessing over hours built or how many tickets you closed. Those are vanity metrics. Instead, you need to start measuring what really moves the needle. How much revenue did we impact? How much faster did we get to market? Did we create new IP? Are our customers happier? This is the language of value. If you're not speaking it, you're not even in the conversation.
And for your engineering teams, a perfect example of this is adopting DORA metrics. Now, don't get hung up on the acronyms. Just think of DORA as a simple health check for your engineering engine. It helps you answer two critical questions. Are we shipping value to customers faster? And is our system stable while we do it? This proves you're an elite team in a way that counting lines of code never, ever could.
I know. This all feels like a huge mountain to climb. But don't get overwhelmed. You don't have to change everything overnight. This whole transformation, it starts with a few small, deliberate steps. So, let's break it down into a really simple, actionable 90-day plan to get you started on your own journey from doer to builder.
Okay, here's what you do. Month 1 is your audit month. You're going to delegate 20% of your day-to-day operational meetings. And with that new free time, you're going to dive deep into the company's global strategy. Month 2 is the pilot. You take one small but visible project and you own it completely, from start to finish. Then in month 3, you pitch. You go to HQ with a proactive proposal that solves a real business problem. That single action will start to change everything about how they see you and your team.
So let's end on this one thought. The expectation for India has changed forever. The world isn't looking at your team to just save a little bit of money anymore. They're looking to you to make money. So the only question left for you is, which job do you want? Are you going to be a cost manager, or are you going to be a value creator? The choice really is yours. But in this new world of GCC 4.0, there's only one right answer.